Hey you there, how are you doing? I hope that you're doing great. I'm doing great. I'm grateful to God. I want to take this opportunity and welcome you to another amazing episode of Rescue If, and I am your host, Mary Karoga. If you're new here, feel at home, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much. So today we are going to talk about passing on the baton, or what will you be willing to pass on to the next generation, you you as a Christian. I'll kick off with a story of when I was. I'll kick off with a story. When I was growing up, I've had so many stories, and also me, I'm a testimony to that. Of if it wasn't for my mother that she prayed me out of the situation, I really doesn't know where I would be. I don't know how my situation could be. I don't know how my situation could have ended. My mom have prayed me out of the hospital, or probably it's your dad, your uncle, your auntie, or your grandmother. This seems that we have so much faith because we have seen them pray and we have seen their prayers answered. But we are living in times where we have become too comfortable. We don't want to take risk. We don't want to sacrifice. We don't want to pray. Like we want everything else to be done to us. My question to us is, as this generation, what are we willing to pass on? Will we be mentors that people look up on and say, this person, I pray this way because I saw so and so pray? Will our kids have a safe space? Will they call us up when they're in trouble? Will they believe that we can pray them out? What kind of generation are we willing to raise, and what are we willing to impact them? There's this video that going all along the network, and I love it so much. It's this young girl and a woman. The girl is running away, and the mother is behind her with a stick. The caption says, how my mom forced me into church, and then a photo of the manifestation of the kind of person you are right now. My question is, will such testimonies about us, will such testimony be given about us? Or will it die with our parents? Or will our children rely on their grandparents because us as parents have failed? We are calling ourselves smart, and I understand that this is the smartest generation ever. But we also have to accept that we need to be mentored. We are not all knowing. It's time we lean on to these people who have made it up in life and ask them how is salvation, and how can we become the kind of people you are right now? How can we become radical as you are? We need intention in seeking God. We have to accept that we have to be willing to sacrifice something to follow God. That mother, that father, that grandmother you call when you're in trouble, they have sacrificed so much for you to see that woman with faith you're seeing in them. And it's time for us to wear up the armor of God and agree that we have put God aside. We are willing to go extra mile for our kids to come, and them that have. We are willing to take them everywhere minus church. We are willing to do everything else for them. I was reading a quote, and they said that when we lack knowledge, when we show God that we know than Him, God steps aside. And when He steps aside, you will know it. You'll actually don't want to be told that God is not in this situation. Just looking around everything that is going on in this world, you can tell. It's been quoted that this is the generation that has been rated with so much depression. Small things are breaking us up. Why? We don't know too. Because we're not willing to seek mentorship. We're not willing to read the Bible for ourselves. We're not willing to go to the place of prayer. The traveling women, the yelling women, until we birth. Some of us were birthed out of prayer, in prayer rooms, to become the kind of people we are right now. Are we willing to do the same as we look for money, as we look for all other things to make this our children comfortable? Are we still willing to bath them in prayer and see what God can do? See the suffering, see the pain. You turn, you see pain. Like everywhere. This generation is so wounded. It's so wounded itself. We have to seek God intentionally. We have to agree, yes, we are the most smartest generation, but we need help. We need people who will hold our hands and walk with us this journey. What are we willing to sacrifice? What are we passing on? Is one person I see in the Bible who was a priest, Eli, but his kids ended up being maybe not in the ways of the Lord. What I get in that verse is either the father never mentored them or they decided just to, go astray. The all-knowing generation. And I see Jeremiah. Jeremiah, his father was a priest, and Jeremiah became a prophet. There's always fruit, there's always fruit in whatever you desire to see in your kids. And we really have to stand up and first work on ourselves. First seek God again on ourselves. Put Him first, and also show our kids that we are a product of grace. We are a product of grace. We have been prayed even out of our homes, prayed out to become the kind of people you are seeing in front or in this generation and society. It did not only take them to take you to school. Some women lived in the closet praying for their kids. And we are that product right now. And that is the exactly generation we also want to bring up. But are we willing? Are we willing to do so? For me, I am so willing to mentor whoever I have to mentor. I really hope that we all also will mentor. We shall become and we shall raise kids that God wants them to become. It won't stop with us. We won't kill the fire. We cannot afford to kill the fire of God. We cannot. You see what God tells Eli? I have rejected you. I feel like God is about to reject this generation in everything that I'm seeing. I don't know. I won't say that God has told me or everything, no. But I just feel it's a cry in my heart. May we arise from how we have been raised and put on the armor of God. Let's not quench this fire. There's a fire that is in you and you know it. Let's not quench it. Let's keep it burning to this generation, to the other generation. And it will never be in vain. There's always a reward at the end of it all. I know we all know this hell. I know we all know that. I don't know. I'm just like, but may we be willing to be mentored for us to mentor right. Not that we grew up, that now we no longer don't want mentorship. Maybe desire God more. Maybe desire to go closer to God, so that He may draw closer to us, and it shall be easy. And sometimes we just want to see stuff. We even doesn't want to hear. I just want to believe there's a God who answers prayers because I have seen my mother pray and I have seen prayers being answered. It's just a matter of acting, and they will follow. So I hope this finds you well. And if you are like me who is willing to stand up for Jesus, may God give you the grace to do so. May He encourage you, and may He give us the wisdom that we deserve and the knowledge. And may we always remember that He has the final say. and He's willing to heal our wounds. I can give a testimony of a girl who went outside the will of God, how I handled pain, and a girl who was inside God, the will of God, how I handled pain. This peace, this joy, this forgiveness. People are hurting you, you're willing to forgive them, you're willing to love them. There's something extra when it comes when you are close to God. So thank you so much for watching. Till I don't know how to end this. Yeah, because I don't want to sound, like I'm judging anyone. I'm also in that process of becoming a better person, and not beat ourselves because we think that we're not good. Remember, God does not use the perfect. It's just that when you agree to walk with Him, He makes as you walk with Him, He makes you perfect. So bye bye till we meet next week.